Hello, and welcome back to Dark Souls. Again. So, during the interim from earlier, I went ahead and ground out some materials. You might wonder why I have Tin Humanity in the slot. If I'm not mistaken, that's a soft cap for raising your item discovery, which can also be improved by equipping the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring, which you get at Sin's Fortress. Can also be improved by wearing... Wait, no, it's down at the bottom. The symbol of avarice. Okay, so, before I get into what I was going to get into, I've got myself all nice and equipped for ranged attacks today. I have a little bit of unfinished business in the forest. The reason I was in here earlier was because I was using it to farm. Oh, yes, farm for souls. The build is pretty much done. It is exactly where it needs to be. I forgot. I'm Path of the Dragon in Step 2. Okay, yes, I will show that afterward. That will be a thing that we do in a little while. So the Path of the Dragon Covenant is kind of interesting. It's, you may remember, well, you know what, fuck it, I'll do that later. So the thing I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to run past all of these NPCs and talk to their boss instead. No, never mind, excuse me, no thank you. So you can see, you've got... You following me? No, no thank you. And hi.
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me, but cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorias? My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorias art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark? 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say.
So, this is, without a doubt, one of the most confusing fucking prompts in the entire game. Are you new? Was the first thing out of her mouth. And instead of that being where the yes or no comes into play, she decides to go on this long fucking ramble. But it's interesting what she says. The story of Artorias, huh? That's why you're here? Don't waste your time. It's a bunch of bullshit. But having just finished most of the DLC, most of it because I haven't actually beaten Calamite yet, having finished the DLC basically, I know that she's not entirely wrong. This story that Artorias faced down the abyss and saved the day is a bunch of bullcrap. Because I'm the one who did that. But let's see here, if I'm not mistaken, yes.
Well, indeed, thou art a strange one. Nevertheless, I feel some liking for thee. I'm Alvina of the Darkroot Wood. I command a clan of hunters who track down defilers of the forest graves. What dost thou say? Wilt thou not join us? Oh, yes, I believe we would suit thee well.
So, this will cancel my covenant with the dragon, which, I don't really need. It's just that in order to keep my fire breath damage up, I have to gain ranks in that covenant. And Dark Souls 1 has a thing where when you quit the covenant, you lose half your progress. And that's how most of them work. So I've given the dragon 30 dragon scales in order to get the second rank gift, which I will show off later. Which means I would have to go back and get 15 more unless he's cool. I forget, I want to say that there's at least 1 or 2 covenants where you don't lose your progress. I'm fairly certain one of them is the Sunlight Warrior Covenant, but I don't remember. But yes, for the time being, I will go ahead and join you.
I am very glad. And now thou art one of us. Let us establish a covenant.
Yes. I just said yes. Covenant established.
And here taketh this ring.
Cat covenant ring.
If thou wearest that ring, it allows for thine summoning. If mine senses reveal intruders, then I will summon thee. Fend them off, sir. I beseech only this. I shall summon others who will, by their honor, work tirelessly with thee. Thou shalt receive great reward, and whatsoever ye shall pillage will be thine own. A true agreement, not so? But thou must heed the golden rule. The clan is thine own family. To thine kinsman forever stay true. Darest not in any attempt to double-cross. Have no doubt, such wretchedness never will we tolerate.
So, hello T. So if this cat looks a little bit familiar, it's because she was actually hanging out in the past, in the DLC. And she showed me where Sif was hanging out. Bereft. Alone. Surrounded on all sides. Also, someone has informed me that there's like a Japanese bit of line that... Because Sif is never actually referred to with a pronoun, but there's in the original Japanese text, there was a line that used a pronoun that implies Sif is a girl dog. So, I guess Sif is a girl. I mean, I don't know. It's whatever. Not like it really matters. I mean, when does it come up?
Ah, thou dost cometh. How fares ye? My hopes for thee are of the highest. Do not such a hope shatter with foul disproportion.
I love the way she talks. Love that super old-fashioned thing. But the thing is, if she led me back all that way, she's got that really blurry fur texture, though. It doesn't look good when it's not in motion. Also, I love that, she's making cat noises while she's talking. Just blah, blah, blah. You can see your cat butt. But check it out. Now these guys are chill. They don't want none. But also, there's this guy who was not here before. And also this guy who was super not here before. So this is the Forest Hunter Covenant. Let's see here. Answer Alvina's summoning. Ring granted to those bound by the Forest Hunter Covenant. Answer Alvina's summoning. The White Cat Alvina... The White Cat? Hang on, I'm sorry. Excuse me one moment, please. The White Cat. The White Cat. The White Cat. Sure, whatever. Alright. The White Cat, Alvina, speaks a human tongue and has lived since the early age of fire, as is more than implied by the mountain. Alvina was a trusted friend of Knight Artorias and the great Grey Wolf Sif. Teague, you're right. That's pretty much the origin of that one parody. That one Dark Souls parody. Dearest undead dude, hast thou been to fuck off mountain? So this is the Forest Hunter Covenant. The way it works is you slap on that ring, and then you wait. And when someone enters the forest here in human mode, which you'll note that I am conspicuously not in human mode, you will get summoned into their world to fight them. It is almost guaranteed that if you are in human mode here, there's probably gonna be somebody to fucking come in here and fuck your shit up. It's a really cool idea, but it's one of those things where it became really bittersweet, because what ended up happening a lot of the time was that people knew that it was gonna happen. So what they would do is them and their buddies would coordinate and they would set up summon signs, and they'd roll up in here with a 3-person gank squad, and as forest hunters filed in, one at a time, they would just gang up on them and just absolutely decimate them. I know this, because during the early days of Yonder Dark Souls back in 2011, I was a forest hunter, and it was not a fun time, because that shit happened all the fucking time. I met some cool people through Dark Souls PvP, though. I'm not going to lie. I still can't get over that. So I'm sorry. She's not a white fucking cat. That's bullshit. That's bullshit, video game. That's bullshit. Okay, so this guy was not here before. Neither was this guy. But this guy doesn't talk, so don't worry about him. Also, for some reason, these are the only 2 forest hunters that I can actually get the interaction prompt with. If I go over to Mr. Brigand guy, for example, he has just got the... That's the weird thing about the forest hunters, now that I think about it, is that most of them just have the default gear, but all the ones that had unique gear, like there was a knight... There was actually a couple knights, now that I think about it, that were wielding great swords and had the knight shields, both of them. I mean, this guy's got the default sorcerer gear, if I can find him. This guy, well, actually, this guy's a little bit different. He doesn't have the default thief set. He's actually wearing the hollow thief set, which is a bit of an interesting detail, but for the most part, they decided to give half of them default gear, and the other half get unique gear. And obviously, this fellow right here has the uniquest gear. And I can actually see a bit of his face through the helmet now that I think about it. I never really noticed that. That's a really good detail. Of course, that means that his helmet is very susceptible to thrusting attacks. But his armor should look familiar, because I found it already. It's the Eastern armor. And holy shit, it's heavy apparently. So heavy. Oh, no, I was about to get to that there. Pascal. No, not Pascal. Teak. Sorry, I don't know why I said that. I was actually about to get it. So that guy over there, the thief guy, is partially invisible. And this guy is also partially invisible. This is due to them having a special ring that you can only acquire through this covenant. I forget what it's called, but I think it's called the Ring of Fog or something like that. Fun fact. The original iteration of the Ring of Fog made it so that you could not lock on to people who were wearing it. Obviously, that puts you at a massive, massive disadvantage if you ever came across anybody who was wearing it, even an NPC, because now that you can't lock on, okay, I need to strafe around him. Fuck, now I've exposed myself. You can kind of see where that would lead to issues, and it's why they nerfed it, to where now you can lock on to them. Well, I've wasted this guy's time enough. Now that I think about it, the only other thing is that I do have his armor set, but the only way to get his shield and his weapon are to kill him, if I'm not mistaken. Also, speaking of killing and getting unique things, this guy is wearing the Shadow Garb, and he also drops a unique item. He drops the Dark Woodgrain Ring, which is another ring that they nerfed because holy fucking shite. So the Dark Woodgrain Ring, you've probably seen gifs of this around, is the ring that makes you do the fucking cartwheel dodge, and it's the silliest goddamn thing of the game. But the cartwheel does have more invincibility frames, so it is a better dodge. However, in the original iteration of the Dark Woodgrain Ring, you could get the cartwheel dodge as long as you are at half your equip load, which is what I'm at right now, which is how you get the medium roll. Quite the upgrade. You get the best roll in the game, and you can still wear what you would normally be wearing anyways, right? Okay. Fast forward to, you know, later that year when Dark Souls was getting a lot of playtime in for a lot of players. They realized how that was absolutely fucking busted as all shit. Because people would just absolutely maximize, that is to say, use a certain kind of stat spread, like, for example, they would only do vitality, endurance, and strength. Okay? Now you can wear the best armor. Now you can just carry the biggest swords that stun lock your opponents to death. And with high endurance and high health, you can just tank a lot of damage. And with high endurance, you can wear the really heavy armor and still be at half your equip load. And thus, people could be wearing, say, this shit and be cartwheeling. You can see why that got a little bit ridiculous. The entire purpose of wearing the heavy armor is so that you can tank damage better, giving players that can tank damage best the best dodge roll. Not exactly the best idea. And it quickly became super fucking exploited. Like, exploited as all fucking shit. So they nerfed it. Now you have to have 25% of your equip load, which is how you get the fast roll. So the idea is, like, you have to sacrifice one ring slot, but you get a slightly better roll. But honestly, to me, like, the weaker version isn't really worth it. It's one of those things where it's like, it was too strong the way they implemented it anyways, and the game would have been better off if they had just not done it at all, instead of doing it the way they had and the way they nerfed it. But okay, I've made this guy wait long enough.
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting. Except there is little in the form of rules, you hear? Fight and hunt as you like. Whoever's fastest gets the prey. That's the way we do it. Only, don't forget what Arvina said. Traitors aren't given a second chance, for any reason. That's about it then. Don't worry. It's a good old time, isn't it? Great to have you with us. Good hunting to you.
So, there's not really a whole lot to this guy, but I always kind of had a soft spot for him. Just because of this little introduction he gives you is pretty nice.
Ah, did you notice that one? Sharp eyes? He is one of the clan from the east, like myself. Always slinking in the shadows. But he is a tough one. You'll see what I mean.
Also, I love the way that he talks, like, he implies that you will be fighting alongside each other, which, strictly speaking, is not true. The only way you can be summoned into somebody's forest is if they are not also a forest hunter. And the only way this guy appears in the forest is if you are a forest hunter. You can see the conundrum. You don't actually get to fight with him. But he is talking about his friend there. It's kind of interesting, because these are the only two guys in the entire game that are implied to have come from the mysterious East. Which is something that I've kind of talked about before, is that I wish Dark Souls would do more with the East. What is this mysterious East? And what's going on with them? I want to see how the samurai and the shogunate are handling undead and shit like that. I want to see fucking Oni and shit. There's so much untapped potential. They could do so much if they did a spin-off game.
Don't worry now. You'll be called in soon enough. Hunters with patience score the best kills.
He's not wrong there.
Don't worry.
You've got to have fucking patience to be in this goddamn covenant. I mean, it's one of those things. Oh, I'm not proud of how much time I spent in the PvPs back in the day, in yonder years of 2011 and 2012, when I was... Excuse you. I'm being nostalgic, you fuck. Get out of here. Back when... Oh my god, really? Back when I was still in high school and graduating high school, and then jobless for an entire year, and with no money to go to college. I played a lot of Dark Souls during that year. A fucking lot of Dark Souls. Now let's see, have I handled this yet? It would appear that I have not handled this yet. Off in the distance, you can see something moving, crawling, and up there are more of them. Look, it's a cat, like Alvina. What's it doing? Oh, no. It's not very friendly, is it? No, I knew this was happening. Oh, you little fucking bastard. Come here, you. Bada bing. Wow. Yes, that's right. I killed your brother. No, I graduated in 2011. Like, that was the year I graduated when this game came out. I'm not mistaken. So yeah, these things come and fight you, and the best thing to do with this situation is to just lure them over to these trees where they can't just roll up on you like they like. Come along now, children. Satisfaction guaranteed. That's right. That's why I equipped all my ranged spells today. God damn. Oh, alright then. Now, let's see, this area in particular is a good idea of how Ulasil in the DLC connects to the Darkroot Garden as it is in modern-day Lordran. Let's see here. What do we have here? Go ahead and make sure I get that off the hotbar. So, let's see here. Up right in here is where I came in. And over there were those two stone guys, and up there were a bunch of the gardener ant things. Let's see here. Over here is the bridge. So over that way is where Elizabeth was hanging out. And there was that bonfire there, and I would come across the bridge, and there were the two ant gardener things hanging out there and there. Just to give you an idea of how the geography lines up. And obviously what was once a stream is now... What once was a stream... What once was a stream is now a mighty river, including waterfalls, and a big-ass door. The fuck are those footsteps? Oh! Yes! It's these things. Look at these guys. They're delightful, aren't they? Little baby mushrooms. You don't have to kill them. You don't have to kill them. But you can. How unfortunate. If only there was something around here that could stop my senseless slaughter of children. If only. Okay, the joke that I'm stealing is from Plague of Gripes with that one, but it's so fucking funny. You're probably familiar with these guys. I mean, they're everywhere. The big-ass mushroom men that hit like a truck. Hang on. Hang on, do I have the thing equipped? Oh, I wonder if I do. Let's see, I don't need that. Yes, I do! Ha 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 ha. Oh my god. Well, what is it? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reliving some classic Souls memes. I'm pretty sure you may, if you're, oh shit. If you're even a little bit familiar with Dark Souls, you've probably seen the gif of the shirtless man doing that very gesture toward the mushroom man and getting his shit absolutely rocked. Let's see here. How do you like this? Oh, you like it a lot, I see. Oh, what do you drop? Gold pine resin. Interesting. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm sorry. That was just so funny. Full disclosure. I came here earlier while I was grinding because I wanted what was in that chest. I'll go ahead and tell you what was in that chest. It was the enchanted ember. An ember that allows you to make enchanted weapons. Wow! These things are just bags of hit points. Oh, God. Oh, that was too funny. The GIF that I'm talking about is from a Dark Souls video, a classic Dark Souls video, called Manly Miner Men, where it took place in this very forest, and here's where you get the stone armor. Now, similar to, let's see, what do I have here? Let's see, do I have the, no, I don't have that. Do I have the Guardian armor? No. Well, let's see here, there were, you may remember, those stone guardians hanging out in the, oh god, where was it? In Ulasil, the Ulasil forest. Leggings of the Stone Knights, Guardians of the Forest Sanctuary. The Stone Knights are golems, animated by magic, and their enchanted leggings are oppressively heavy. Similarly, those Stone Knights that are still hanging around, moss-covered leggings of the Stone Knight, defenders of the Darkroot Garden. The Stone Knight is a product of ancient magic, and although these leggings are imbued with magic, are incredibly heavy. Does the armor itself have anything different? Stone Knight is a product of ancient magic, blah blah blah, not really. What about the helmet? Sometimes helmets are a little bit unique. But yes, as you can see, like, if you remember the Stone Guardians in the Ulasil Forest in the DLC, they have a crest on their helm that goes across the top of the dome, that goes all the way. And this, as you can see, only covers about halfway. And man, is it heavy. It's a cool looking helmet. It's a pretty cool helmet. Let's see here. Do you say anything different? No, not really. Go ahead and get my good shite back on. Alright. There is just one teensy, tiny little bit thing. Also, you may be wondering, like... Hello? Oh, shit. Is my stream not active? Fuck. Hold on a second. I gotta see something real quick. Hey Teague, tell me real quick if the stream is okay. Let me just open it up real quick. Hey Teague, tell me real quick if the Okay, sorry for the technical difficulties, everybody. I'm just trying to make sure everything's okay here. I'm sorry, just somebody whispered to me saying, sadly, I can't see your stream. Huh. Everything seems to be running about it. Sorry to just stop in the middle of everything there. Just had to make sure I was getting everything. Is it Teague, is the stream like buffering a bunch for you? Because I know I had an issue earlier where I was getting some frame rate drops. But I figured that was due to the fight and me still having Chrome open to the internet. Hang on, I just... Hold on one moment, please. From what I can tell, it seems to still be running okay. Oh, no, friend. I'm getting that, a whisper in the stream chat now. No, you're not an inconvenience at all. If anything, I appreciate you trying to point out that my stream might be shitting the bed. Because I would be highly disadvantaged by that. But as far as I'm getting, like, the stream seems to be okay. I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, Manly Miner Men. Holy shit. Teague, if you've got 5 minutes, in fact, you should stop watching my stream right now and go find that fucking video, because it is absolute gold. It is so funny. The music, if I remember correctly, last time I saw it, the music had changed from the original iteration of the video. Because it got copyrighted. But it's him and his buddy, and they're running around the forest as forest hunters invade them with no shirts on, wearing the fucking, let's see, wearing the sack on both their heads. And they're, like, going around with pickaxes over to where the rocks are in the forest and pretending to mine. And beating the shit out of invaders as they come along with their pickaxes and shit. It's honestly so funny. Okay, now, there's a reason why I tackled the DLC first, and I'll go ahead and tell you. It's because it changes a cutscene beyond this portal, what I'm about to do. The original cutscene is different, and the DLC added a circumstance in which the cutscene can change. And I have now done that circumstance to where the cutscene will change because I like this version a little bit better for personal reasons. But yes, this is the same space where the sanctuary was, where Elizabeth was hanging out roughly over there. As you can see, it changed. It has changed a lot. So much so that, and this is true, there's an interview where someone on the development team was asked, imminent tears, yeah? Fitting. Someone on the development team was asked about when the DLC actually takes place, and they said 300 years. Frankly, I think that's bullshit. There's no way this much of the world, including a lot of the geography of the world itself, could have changed this much in just 300 years. Like, all of this would not have all cleared out in 300 years. Like, maybe most of it, but I mean, it would not look like this. But also, like, the entire fucking, like, all those goddamn walls beneath Lordran and all the cities and shit, like, none of that was visible from the DLC. There's no way that all of that happened in 300 years and then also became decrepit. Personally, I would say, like, it's probably way longer. And you can get away with that because, I mean, you know, who knows what the aging process of the gods is. Oh, I remember what I was saying now. The reason I opened up the item screen was because of this right here. I've upgraded my main shields that I'm using because even though the defense doesn't go up, the stability does. The original stability of these shields was 55. And stability is the stat that allows you to block more and take less damage to your stamina, but there's also deflection properties to it. But okay, I've messed around enough. Let's get this on. Let's get it on. By the way, I heard you like Berserk references. Oh, are you ready for some Berserk references? Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Look at this. With all the swords and shit. It's a direct reference to the time, oh, fuck. Guts fights. Oh, fuck, what's his name? The demon guy. I don't remember his name. That's gonna bug me now. But yeah, that's what's up with all the swords. It's a direct reference to that. But, oh, look at this. It's a really big sword. And it looks just like Artorias' sword. Why? How about that? How about that? Let's get in for a closer look, shall we? There he is. Or she. There she is. I don't know. This is the change right here. Sif's expression changes a little bit. Some sad music pops in. That's right. This wolf is gonna attack me with a sword. Okay, but yes. That's the main change, is that in the original version, Sif is way more hostile toward you, and absolutely does not hesitate to grab the sword and come at you. In this version, Sif's expression softens, and she, I don't know. They howl in despair because they don't want to do this. And it's so much sadder now. Because, like, I beat this big, scary, possessed demon monster thing with this wolf's help, and now I have to fight it. And you have to fight Sif, because you cannot progress without doing so. Now, I'll go ahead and admit, I'm a little bit... Oh, God. I'm a little bit over-leveled for this in terms of my actual character level, as well as my gear. Like, this should be a much harder struggle for me. But, you know, I'm not even trying at this point. Admittedly, it is a little bit silly that the wolf has a giant-ass glowing sword. I remember my first time fighting this one. I even remember the gear I had. I was using a divine halberd, pyromancy. I was wearing the crimson robe and the stone... Ow. The stone knight helm. And I think the Stone Knight leggings, too. And the leather gauntlets. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I remember now. Yeah. Yeah, you see that shit? I'm way too strong for this. So strong, I'm not even gonna block. Oh. Okay. I'll block now. I'll block now. Point taken. That is the trickiest move right there, though. The double spin. Because the thing is, like, the struggle that I had for the longest time... Uh-oh. The struggle that I had for the longest time was dealing with that. Because, like, I would try to block it, but the thing is, early on, your gear and your level, like, no, you can't block it, because the first one will eat all your stamina, and the second one will eat through your shield and kill you. But, the trick is to just roll underneath him when he does it. Or she. God damn it. I'm sorry, I'm so used to calling Sif a boy. Because, I mean, nothing in the game, like, really implies either way. And I'm just so used to just saying he by default. Because society has conditioned me so, unfortunately. Yeah, we'll see. There's also the fact that I'm quite practiced, so, I mean, I'm not really trying at all right now. Oh, I don't want to just finish this fight so quickly. But ultimately, I just this version. This version with the different cutscene is just so much more depressing. Like, it's really depressing in general. Hang on a second, I've got an idea. I know how I can prolong this fight. There we go. I'll use a different weapon. A weaker weapon. Yeah, there we go. Let's make this take a little bit longer. Because there is a special thing. There's a special... yeah, there it is. I've hurt the wolf so much that it's limping now. See, like, this is so unique. No other boss fight in the game is quite like this. It's like, now that he's injured... Now that she's injured, like, suddenly, like, it's this big thing. Now she's struggling to even continue fighting. It's so depressing. It's so fucking depressing. Look at that. It's the worst. And let's just go ahead and finish that off. The Covenant of Artorias and the Soul of Sif. How many souls do I get for that? Probably enough souls that would be like, wow, that's really good for the early level. Yeah, that's what I thought. Wow, that's phenomenal for early level. Which, I mean, you can get here pretty early on. And the Hornet Ring. So, now I have a couple rings to look at. Real quick, I went ahead and switched to the Dark Tracer. I just went ahead and upgraded this for really no reason. Just because. Just because. Alright, so let's see here. Let's start with the Covenant of Artorias. Traverse Abyss. Yeah. This ring symbolizes Knight Artorias' covenant with the beasts of the Abyss. It's where, like Artorias himself, can traverse the Abyss. And that's really it. And let's see here. Also, the Hornet Ring. So, you know, the one ring that I don't have is the Leo ring, because I think I may have just... I may have fucked up the chance to get it. Because you have to kill Ornstein last, I think, if you want to get it. But the Leo ring is Ornstein's ring, the Wolf ring is Artorias' ring, the Hawk ring is Hawkeye Goff's ring, and now the Hornet ring for the Lord's Blade Kieran, the very nice lady who gave me her swords, including the Gold Tracer and the Dark Silver Tracer. But, okay. And each one kind of has a different ability that kind of goes to show, like, kind of what their fighting style is. So, like, the Leo ring, for example, boosts counter damage, like when you hit somebody while they're attacking you, but only with piercing weapons, like spears, which is what he used. The Wolf ring boosts poise, which keeps you from being staggered, so you can keep your combo going. The Hawk ring increases bow range, so you can shoot at a longer distance, which is what Goff did. It's really neat how, like, you get these bonus rings that do various things that are reflective of what the knights were and how they fought. Let's see here. One of the special rings granted to the 4 Knights of Gwyn. The Hornet ring belonged to the Lord's Blade Kieran. By boosting critical attack, its wearer can annihilate foes, as Kieran's dagger laid waste to Gwyn's enemy. So basically, you put on the Hornet ring, and whenever you do critical damage, in the form of a backstab or... No. In the form of a backstab or a riposte, your damage will get phenomenally increased. Let's see here. Oh, you know what? Hang on, before I leave, I'm actually going to... Bada bing! Yep, that's the next plan of action. I want to hit that 50 int, and I want to use White Dragon's Breath. That's what I want to do. You can't stop me. Can't stop, won't stop. Alright. I'm actually going to swap around my magic a little bit. I'm going to keep that equipped. Let's see, what do I need next? The next thing I'm going to need in terms of spells is Utilitarian. No, wrong. There we go. And I'm actually gonna grab Dark Bead again, because just hot damn. Okay, before I do what I'm about to do next... Wait, what am I gonna do next? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Soul of Sif. Acquire many souls to create a unique weapon. Soul of Sif, the Great Grey Wolf, who guards the grave of Artorias the Abyss Walker. Special beings have special souls. Use the Soul of Sif to inherit inherited the divine Night Sword to acquire a huge amount of souls or create a unique weapon. Now, I can make two different variations. I can make two different variations of Artorias' sword. I can make the original, the OG sword, if you would. Or I can make the cursed version, which is not quite as good, but... Hang on, I'm going to try something real quick. Yeah, okay. Hello, Griggs. You're still here for some reason. Though, the cursed version isn't quite as good in terms of damage. Let's see here, 412 versus... Come on down. 416. Yes! I am now in the range where this catalyst is better. Hang on. Alright then. Hoo! Right. Now, I've talked about it before, but Domhall of Xena likes to hang out over here in this extremely precarious position for some weird reason. And he sells...
Aye, Shemai. I didn't expect to meet anybody here. I suppose great minds think alike, eh?
Yeah, I'll bet. He sells boss armor. Like the armor of the Golem, and Smoth's armor, and Artorias' armor. Let's see here. Let's see here. The Golem armor, Body of the Iron Golem guarding the ancient Sin's fortress, Slayer of the heroes who ventured forth to Anarlondo. Without its core, it is a mere hunk of iron. It can be equipped as solid protective gear, but its immense weight hinders stamina recovery. Just a little bit of explanation. Smoth's armor. Armor of Smoth, the Executioner, protector of the cathedral at the Forsaken City, Anarlondo. Forsaken City. So that does more or less confirm that Anarlondo was indeed abandoned by the gods. It offers extremely high defense and can be worn by humans, but not without great difficulty. Helm of Artorias. All of this seems to be more or less the same. Yeah. And Artorias' armor. Helm of Artorias the Abyss Walker, one of Gwyn's four knights. The death of the helm's owner can be surmised from corrosive dark of the abyss. Not swords or sorcery for some weird reason. And the musty azure blue tassel once symbolized pride and glory. Azure blue cape. Oh, here we go. Surmised from the corrosive dark of the abyss, which has compromised their protective utility. Ah, interesting. However, Sif's armor is... no, not Sif. Artorias' armor, as you can see, is quite expensive.
Well, that is a shame then. But no matter. No, not to worry.
Alright, so I'm done with him for the time being. So, once you... I've talked about it before, but like... Souls games soft caps typically are like at 40 for your damage stats. And there's usually like one kind of specific reason why you might go beyond that. This catalyst... Well, I say one specific reason. There's usually a few specific reasons. This catalyst is one such specific reason, because now that I'm above that soft cap, this catalyst is actually going to be the better one. For the time being. Now... Let's see here. Who am I going to? Okay, Daughter of Chaos. There's just one thing I need to take care of over here, and while that's loading, I'm going to bring up the old Google, because the thing is, what's his name? Domhall is also capable of selling... Okay. Selling Ornstein's armor, which I cannot get my hands on because the only way to do that is to beat Ornstein last. I'm also, while I'm here, going to read the description. Stein. I'm cheating! Oh, I'm cheating so hard right now. Armor of the Dragon Slayer Ornstein, who guards the Cathedral of the Forsaken City on Orlando. Ornstein is believed to be the captain of the Four Knights. So he was in charge. Ornstein was in charge. Artorias is the famous badass, but Ornstein was in charge. His golden lion helm is imbued with the power of lightning and to provide good protection against it. Blah, blah, blah. Now, let's see here. Before I go ahead and get rid of this shit, because I know it's going to... Oh, I can also make the Great Shield of Artorias. So I've got 3 things here. The Great Sword of Artorias. Sword born of the soul of the Great Grey Wolf Sif, guardian of the grave of Abysswalker Knight Artorias. Sir Artorias hunted the Dark Wraiths, and this sword strikes harder against their servants. AKA it does divine damage. Like, straight up, it does divine damage. However, I've talked about it before, but all the Artorias swords, of which there are 3 versions that you can get, have really bizarre stat spreads that no one's going to do. I say stat spreads, I mean stat requirements. So the main version requires 24 strength, 18 dexterity, 20 intelligence, and 20 faith. It's the kind, they have the required stats where it's like, oh, you're going to spread your stats thin. And the thing is, nobody does that because it's really inefficient to do so. It's the kind of game where you're better off picking your 5... No, it's the kind of game where you're better off picking 4 or 5 favorite stats, and if that much. The less stats you focus on, the better your build is going to be. Let's hear it. Cursed Greatsword. Sword born in blah blah blah. Sword can damage ghosts, as it is cursed when Artorias join a covenant with the creatures of the abyss. Interesting, very interesting. Shield born of the soul of Great Railroad Sith, blah blah blah, boasts consistent defense and divine protection against various status effects. So basically, you know, you just bada bing. Oh, careful there. Woohoo, that could have ended up very poorly for me. Okay. So like I said though, like the thing is, see, the thing is, it's just like, look at how many souls I need to level up right now, right? It's nuts. And like I said, in order for these things to be, like, really worth it, I've had to pump, you know, them up to 40, respectively. My dexterity and my intelligence, to really start getting my money's worth. And slowing down that progression would have made it less useful for every section of the game that I would have been in at the time. It's not a game where you want to spread your stats thin unless you are just willing to put the time in to just grind that shit out. Oh, that's a ghost. Oh my god, I thought there was an NPC that I had never heard of or something. I don't know. It's a mysterious game. It freaked me out. It's just a player's ghost, though. So I came all the way over here because there are a couple NPCs that I need to talk to right quick. A couple of them. You know what? I'm just going to use Dark Bead to get the fuck rid of these goddamn boulder wielders. Come here, you fuck. Oh my god, Dark Bead is just the best fucking thing. Come here, you fuck. These guys drop this dung pie very consistently. Let's see here. Where is what's-her-name? There is... Ah, here she is. Are the mosquitoes going to leave me alone? Seems like they are. Okay. I forget this one's name. I want to say Quelana. I think.
Outstanding. You have done very well. Thank you. I am blessed to have met you. I suppose I can call you fool no longer. I can hardly thank you enough. Please take this. It is all of me.
She gave me Fire Tempest. Wow, that's really cool. I didn't expect her to do that. I mainly came to see if she had anything else to say, since I killed what is implied to be Solomon, her former apprentice.
Thank you. I am blessed to have met you. I suppose I can call you fool.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you.
No? She's really grateful for this.
No luck. Do not let it bother you.
She's really quite grateful, all things considered, that I did that. Also, look at what we have here. Somebody else, but I'll get to you in a moment. Let me just go ahead and tap this bonfire so I can rest at it. That's kind of an interesting detail. I say interesting because I've never really gotten to it. That's just one of those things that I never really got around to. And it's been so long since I played a Pyromancer build that I've more or less forgotten how her quest even went. But I mean, that's kind of it. So, once you're in the Forest Hunter Covenant, why, look who it is. It's Shiva. And his quiet friend hanging out behind here. I'm not going to kill them for their gear, because I don't really feel like it. But let's just see what he has to say.
Hello again. Strange to meet away from the clan and the forest. But while you are here, how about some equipment? I love collecting these things, but I can only keep so many. And you know, you are a friend. I'll sell them cheap.
Oh, he's even got a gesture for me. I don't think he has anything else to say, though, but he does have an inventory. Now, some of these things you can get by a normal means, which is just, you know, go to enemy, kill enemy, get item. You also have the East Woodgrain Wing, instead of the Dark Woodgrain Wing. Slows the loss of weapon durability, which is useful for certain builds. Like I mentioned before, I think last time, that there are certain weapons that have special attacks that just go off of durability instead of like a mana system. The Flamberger you can get dropped, the Stone Greatsword you can get dropped by the Stone Knights and the Dark Root. These things drop off of the Capra Demons. Oddly enough, this is the only way to get extra Shotels. Created by Arshtar, Earl of Kareem. Requires great skill to wield, but evades shield defense to sneak in damage. That is weirdly worded. This is the only place, however, you can get, to my knowledge, the washing pole, which is one of the goofiest fucking things in the game. The blade is extremely long, but as a result, quite easily broken. Katana forged in an eastern land. Very unusual specimen with a long blade. Basically, have you ever seen pictures of Sephiroth and his fucking katana that's like 8 feet long? The washing pole is basically that, and it's quite silly. Then you have the Uchi Katana. The only other way to get one in the game is to kill the undead merchant in the Undead Burg. However, if you do decide to do that, you will have a fairly substantially decent weapon for the early game. It's one of those weird things. Personally, I've never done that because I don't like to roleplay douchebags. Katana forged in the Eastern Land, known for its brisk slashing motions. The Uchi Katana cuts beautifully and causes bleeding, but its blade is easily nicked. Here's the durability number on these things. 80 and 60, so keep that in mind. Let's see here. Demon's Great Axe, which can drop off the Taurus demons and the Undead not in the Undead Ruins, in the Demon Ruins, leading into Lost Isolates as well. Claw. This is the only place to get the Claw. It's a fist weapon. It does substantial bleed damage. Pretty good, all things considered. Weapon formed with 3 sharp claws. Attacks cause bleeding, and wounds inflicted are not easily mended. Preferred weapon are the spooks. in Eastern Land. So basically, like, you're a fucking ninja. And this thing, if I'm not mistaken, these are the spears that are used by the impish demons in Orlando. Carved from the bones of fellow demons, wielded by the slim, lesser Batwing demons. The weapon, and that does prove that they are demons. The weapon of these chaos demons wandering on Orlando are different. The weapon of the blank are different. Are different from those of other chaos demons and are imbued with lightning. Lightning is so interesting because it's so associated with the gods, but then here's these demons with their demon spears carved from their fellow demons' bones that do lightning damage. What the fuck?
We meet again. I have the equipment, if you have the need.
I may farm out some souls and come back here and get some of these things. I know I have some now, but I'm trying to save them for levels. And it's easier to farm out souls later. The only problem is the best place to farm souls is the forest. Killing those forest hunter NPCs. And right now I can't exactly do that. But I'll worry about that later, I guess. So, with all that out of the way, I'm not gonna use this soul for anything else. I'm sorry, Sif. How very bittersweet. Can't you see I'm having a moment? Get the fuck out of my sight. Little monsters. So close, yet so far. Oh yeah, that'll do it. 42. My intelligence is now at the level where I can determine the meaning of the universe. Ha! The meaning of life, I should say. Fuck! I tried to make a nerd reference and I fucked it up. It's all going downhill from here. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Now, time to ditch all that. And let's see here. I have the Silver Knight Spear fully equipped and ready for what I'm going to be doing now. Unfortunately, I don't have the strength to use it in one hand, so I'm going to have to use it in both hands. But Rabbot, why are you equipping a different weapon and getting rid of your shield in order to do so? Well, it's because the Silver Knight Spear is unique in that it does divine damage without having to be enchanted. Why is that important? Well, that will be important momentarily. For next on my agenda is to take on the Catacombs. Catacombs have had it too good for too long, I tell you. So, divine damage gets a little bit of bonus damage against undead things, such as skeletons that are still walking around. Bada bing. I said bada bing. Out of my fucking face, you little fucks. It's a kind of another one of those interesting things where I'm a little bit over-leveled for this, again, to the point where it's not really going to be terribly difficult for me. So there are some floating heads. Now, there was one other reason why I decided that I needed to have a divine weapon, which I will get to momentarily. These things are fairly creepy, I'm not going to lie. They kind of make me think of demi-liches. Oh, hello. Man, my armor is so good at this point, like I barely even felt that. Let's see here. If I'm not mistaken, these guys are some of the example. So let's see here. Pow. Aha. Now you'll notice I didn't get souls for that. Why is that? What's this? He's getting back up. I'll just kill him again then. But his eyes are still glowing. His eye sockets, I should say. And now that he's been stricken with a divine weapon... Excuse me? What the fuck? I said, now that he's been stricken with a divine weapon... The shit? What? Hold on a second here. Let's give him a little bit of breathing room. Come here, buddy. There we go. Now that he's been properly stricken with a divine weapon, he's not getting back up. So that's kind of the big gimmick of this zone. There are some of these skeletons that are getting back up, unless you have a divine weapon. And this is something that is stated by Andre of Astora early on. Hi there, friend. Ow. Okay. Now, before I go too far on, I'll point out a few things. Oh, it's already gotten rid of the corpse. Well, there'll be another one. Number 1. Oh my god, look at all these fucking scarab beetle things. Like, this is... And you can hear them all crawling around, and this place is so gross. Like, this is it, like, right here. Like, this is the spot that is just... it's so uncomfortable. Because of all the fucking bugs. Right. Yeah. Now that that weird magic caster is gone, these guys are not getting back up, even though I struck that one not using my divine weapon. That's the big gimmick. Those guys revive some of the skeletons, unless you strike them with divine weapons. Now, of course, personally, what I typically do with this guy is the very first thing oh my god. So the very first thing that I do is I shoot him with a bow and arrow. I mean, you know, that's pretty simple. It's not too bad of an issue, though. There are certain parts of this level that will be, you know, absolutely, like, way harder because of this. I don't think I have the equip load to put a shield on, unfortunately, with the spear, so if I want to switch back to having a shield, I'm going to have to sacrifice the spear. Which I'll do after I get rid of the necromancers. All the ones that I can think of. Oh. What the fuck? Luckily, I'm at the point where my armor is good enough where I can just go without the shield and just tank and spank. Now let me see here. Should be... Oh, look, an item. It's the Lucerne. Honestly, the Lucerne in Dark Souls 1 is one of my favorite weapons in the game. Halberd with a large, hard, beak-like protrusion inflicts thrust damage. Instead of thrusting like a spear, the wielder of the Lucerne aims to club the head of... Club the head with its hard beak. What? So, the fun thing about this is that it's an actual Warhammer that is based off of... Well, I mean, This is based off of an actual Warhammer that exists in, like, historical medieval combat. And it is true that one of the benefits of having a pole hammer such as this is you have a big fuck-off beak on the other end of it. To the point where if someone's just wearing chainmail armor, you can just hit them like a motherfucker and typically puncture through it. I actually really like the moveset on this thing. I can't really use it, but if I were doing a, if I were doing a quality build, which is a strength and dexterity, stat-focused build, I could actually make pretty good use of this. It's just a little bit disappointing that, you have the only fucking, like, proper Warhammer in the game, and you can't use the hammerhead. It's a little disheartening, I won't lie. These poor skeletons. They don't even know what to do with themselves. I'm hitting them from so far away. They're so disappointed. Now you'll notice these weird statues lying around. And ah! Holy shit. Well, I was gonna say, like, you'll notice that there's a bit of a there is actually a distinction between them. They have that face there, and they have another face there, and let's see here, let me see if I can find another one that doesn't do that. This one does not do that. This one has this face here, and no face on the center. That's how you can tell that it's one that's going to do spikes versus one that won't. A very interesting distinction. There we go. Man, I'm so good at this video game, you guys. Like, let's see here. This one here, that one's fine. I can get right up on it. Oh, no. Oh! Items. Now, let's see here. There's a path that I cannot traverse just yet, but I can go ahead and do this. Honestly, at this point, I kind of wonder why I even bother using the spear instead of just having my typical setup. I built this spear up for this, specifically for this. I'm gonna use it, gosh darn it. Ow, ow, shit. Now, another thing you can do. Another thing you can do is, instead of dealing with the skeletons that are going to be reviving anyway, is you can not kick them. I mean, you can kick them off the ledge. Hello? Yeah, just like that. Thank you. You can kick these things off the ledge. They won't die because there is actually a ground down there. Yes, yes, you're very scary. They won't die because there is actually a ground down there. There is a sub-zone that you will be getting to later. But they cannot work their way through the level enough to properly get to you. There's supposed to be a fellow over here. I may have sequence broke the game a little bit to where he doesn't show in. Oh! Oh! Huh. Well, alright then. Well, the point is, there's supposed to be a guy that's over there by the lever. Yeah, I think the way I did some of the sequencing in the game, I may have skipped to the point where he moves on and missed out on him being here. Which does kind of suck, but whatever. No. No. What do you have for me? Oh, the skull lantern. Oh, boy. Ah, here we go, the skull lantern. If you're wondering what the skull lantern is and what it does, there you go. It's a light source. It's kind of it. Now let's see here. Don't want to do that just yet. I'll come back to that. Definitely don't want to fall down there. Fuck. Okay. Illusory wall. What are you talking about? There's not an illusionary wall here. That's what I thought. Man, I'm so fucking powerful at this point. It's because my dexterity is maxed out. Like, these things, they can't even fucking touch me, really. Can you parry this, bitch? Ha! He entered a stance where he would be able to parry me, and I'm like, ha, well, yeah. Can't parry lunging attacks. Fuck! Forgot to change my ring back. God damn it. I did that before, too. I was even looking at the video just the other day, trying to remember where I was in the game, so I would know where to continue the Let's Play. Oh. Bye. Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Aha. Here we go. I'll be coming back to this pit later. Don't you worry. There is something involved with this pit, and it's the reason why I equipped fall control. But first I want to get to that bonfire that I saw just a minute ago. Aha! Here we go. This opens this up. And now I can go here and over this way. And come out over here. Aha! Yes, 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 yes. This is the path. And you look at this. Oh my god. Here we go. What do you say? Should I use some of this humanity? I think I can afford to use some humanity to get some more, to make sure my Estus flasks keep coming. Why not, right? Why not? Alright. Now I just have to hope I don't get invaded during this. That would truly suck balls. Alright, now let me see here. Now, normally what's supposed to happen is that there is an NPC here, and he's not to be trusted. Oh. And the instant that you would try to go across this bridge that you just turned, he would hit the lever, and... okay. Goodbye. He would hit the lever, and try to make you go tumbling down. Let's see here. Is this the way that I want to go? No, but it's too late. I've already woken these guys up. And they're very grumpy when they first wake up. Absolutely no talking until they've had their coffee, you know. Okay, no, not that one. This is the one. I'm getting so impatient. I'm trying to... Ha! Ha ha! How'd that work out for you? Okay, so, there's the thing here. Oh, I fell through the floor. Who could have foreseen such a disaster? Oh, you little monsters. There we go. Got one. Ah, this is the worst. I'll come back for that other one later. what I can probably do is go ahead and have my great soul arrow ready to go and just blast him with it the second I see him. Now this will drop me right here. Oh. Oh. Alright then, I guess. I should have just gone ahead and done that, I guess. Whoops. Can't remember where every fucking path in the game goes, am I right? Bye, bitch. Ow. Didn't quite dodge that. No, come on. Come here, you. Alright, that takes care of them. Now I'm gonna come over this way. Let's see here. I can put right here. No, that's not quite what I want. Oh, shit! I have no idea what just happened there. Oh well, it's not too far away. The only issue is getting past this. Let's see here. Where is that? Is that above me? Well, I know how to get to where I can see it from here. I think. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Try this again. Hello? There we go. And this is how you get the Great Scythe. Absolutely one of the best dexterity weapons in the entire game. Let me see here. How long were you rolling for me? Well, two birds with one stone, I guess. What? What the fuck are you doing? Oh, that's neat. I was wondering if he would actually destroy the vases. I didn't know if he could. Let's see here. Now I'm starting to kind of break the sequence a bit. Well. Excuse me? Hello? Get the fuck out of here. Oh, I know where this is. Never mind. I'm not too out of sequence for this. Let's see here. Yep, it's just straight across to where the bonfire is. Yep, okay. Alright. Is there any... Hello? I wonder if there's any special things that you can glean from the Great Scythe. Long curved blade converted from a wheat harvesting tool. The magnificent, sharp, curved blade instills fear in its opponent, perhaps. Survival instinct, blah, blah, blah. What's this? Oh, shit. What's the strength requirement? 14? That's not too bad. And I can wield it with both hands. The thing is, like, it's got really good base damage and reach, while at the same time being fairly fast. Alright, bye. He tried. But it's also got a really nice, aggressive, strong attack variant. It's like, boom, followed up with a strong attack. Don't let enemies get away. It's really good for that regard. It's a decent weapon overall. Just one that I've never really bothered with. But what's really fun about it especially is that you can get your hands on it very early on. And hello there, friend. I see you. Okay. That might be the last one that I'm aware of. So I It's one of the last ones I'm aware of, so I'm actually going to go ahead and switch on back to something a little bit more approachable for this next section. Next section is a little bit rough. Boom! Knock knock, bitches! Treasure. Let's see here. Trying to do this as cautiously as possible. Okay, that takes care of that. There's a ladder there, and a ladder there. Let's try this one first. It has been a minute since I have done this, so I don't remember what's what. There's only one more necromancer down below that I can remember. Okay, so that's how I get back here if I need to. Alright. And this is how, if you're a melee character, you get up here to this one. To deal with that archer. Okay, alright then. Whee! Alright. Now let me see here. There's one more. Ah, there he is. Hi, friend. Did you miss the giant skeletons? I know I missed the giant skeletons. Ha 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 ha. Oh god. That was not terribly impressive. And the Dark Moon Seance Ring. Now, a real quick thing. It's just that this is a recurring motif in Dark Souls 1. It is a statue of a mother and child, of which there are many statues of mother and children. There's one over by the Sunlight Altar, there's one in the Painted World of Ariamis, and there's one right here. The whole mother and child motif is just kind of an important one in Dark Souls 1 at least. So I have the White Seance Ring, and now I have the Dark Moon Seance Ring. So the White Seance Ring says, a divine ring entrusted to the head bishop of the Way of White and apostle to Allfather Lloyd, uncle to Lord Gwyn. It grants additional attunement slots. The head bishop of the Way of White is the guardian of law and caste, and one of the great royals of Thurland. Okay? And the Dark Moon Seance Ring states, this ring is granted to the adherents of Gwyndolin, Dark Moon deity and lastborn of Gwyn, Lord of Sunlight. Grants additional magic attunement slots. Dark Sun Gwyndolin is the only remaining deity in Honor Londo. His followers are few, but their tasks are of vital importance. Now, in case you're wondering, well, who's following Gwyndolin? The answer is, where the fuck am I? The answer is, the Brass Knight, for example. That Brass Knight lady, she was a follower of Gwyndolin. And there is a way, now that I have... Oh, hello, friend. The fuck is this? Where's this at? That must be where I came in. Where does this go? What a thrill. Sorry. It's so hard not to make those references. Hello? Where is this? Ow! Oh, Tranquil Walk of Peace. Interesting. Forgot all about this. Oh, where are we? There we go, Tranquil Walk of Peace. Outland miracle foreign to the Way of White. Slows all walking within effect area. This miracle is normally used to flee as it slows walking but does not affect attacks. But nevertheless defines peace perfectly. So basically, when you cast Tranquil Walk of Peace... Ah, shit. Oh. Shit. They're all over me. I'm okay. Whenever you cast Tranquil Walk of Peace, it forces everyone around you to walk slower. I wonder if I would be better off hitting these guys with my straight sword. Maybe. Yeah, I'm better off doing this. It seems like they have a little bit of magic resistance to them, which I guess makes sense. Okay, let me see here. Now, there's one more thing that I need to do before I start making proper progress again. And it's I need to go down to that pit that I saw a minute ago. Oh, how embarrassing, I missed. That pit that I found moments ago, though, has some secrets that I wish to tell. And it's part of the entire reason why I brought fall control to this location. Oh my god. Wow. Let's see, am I committing to this? No. Okay. Alright. Now let's see here. As you can kind of see down there, there are items. Okay. So now, this is what we're gonna do. Huh! Uh-oh. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. Okay, then. Yeah, the thing is, like, fall control does not work if the fall would have killed you either way. The fall is just going to kill you. That means I have to go back through here and do this again. Ah, here we go. I'm right here anyways, though. That's convenient, at least. Oh, you little fucker. What? Aw, shit. Well, never mind, I guess. I finally get riposted by one of these fuckers, and it didn't do shit to me. Okay. Alright. Let's try this again. Fuck. Oh, wait, no, I did it. Okay, this item, not really necessary, but boom, there we go, I did it. Okay. Alright, now this next part's gonna be a little bit tricky. The fuck is that? Oh my god, it's one of the skeleton scimitars that fell down here. Oh my god. Alright. Is that thing still alive down there? It sounds like it is. Oh well. Suddenly a cutscene.
Be gone with you. You'll spoil my focus.
Ah, shit! So the skeleton was alive down here. So, this is the last blacksmith in the game. Or at least, in terms of the progression path that I've taken. And if you don't find him before you come down to this floor, this is walled off. This is the only way to unlock it so that you can actually come back to him on a regular basis. This is Vamos. Skeleton blacksmith. And as you can see, he's not fat, he's big boned. And you're not wrong there, Teague. The audio in the game didn't just fuck up completely. His voice really sounds like that for some fucking reason. It sounds like he either ate the microphone or he was working with a microphone that didn't work. But for some reason, that's just how his voice is. I want to say they did it on purpose. It's almost as if, like, those weird skeleton tendrils on him are supposed to be vibrating, and that's, like, the effect that they went for. But it's so weird and nonsensical. But overall, he's a pretty cool guy.
Why? Is that an ember from New Londo? And a fine ember it be. What do you say? Why not leave it with me? I'll give you a flame to feast your eyes upon.
Yes!
Yes, very well. We'll get these old bones to work.
Alright. Let's see here. He sells some stuff. What does he sell? Not a lot. He sells arrows, mostly. And titanite shards. But he's also a blacksmith. You know, he can repair your equipment for you. Which I can need to do anyways. Anything to say?
I'm here to smith, not to chit-chat.
Anything else to say?
I've told you, I'm here for the trade, not for the talk.
Anything else to say?
Enough with your presence. It disturbs me.
One last time just to check.
Well, you are a persistent one, are you not? But I'm afraid I'm a mere blacksmith. It's just me and my trade. I would be of no help to a righteous warrior such as yourself. I've told you I have nothing to discuss. If I have anything to offer, it's my smithing, and nothing more. I'd be of more help with that ember from New Londo, of course. It's a shame the whole place was flooded. I've told you I have nothing. If I have any, speaking honestly, I must say that I'm at my very limit. There's no more work to be done. Unless I have the flame of that legendary witch. But that will require a visit to Lost Isolith. Impossible.
He's straight up talking about the places you need to go to find the embers he works with.
I've told you, if I have anything to offer, it's my smithing. Speaking honestly, I must say... but that will require a visit to Lost Isolith.
Okay.
If that'll be all, then be gone with you. You'll spoil my focus.
So, you have now witnessed the extent of Vamos as a character. What? Who are you? Go the fuck away, goddammit. Oh shit, that's a really nice ember. Thank you. Now go the fuck away.
What's that then? Needs some then produced.
Yeah, that's really it. That's really it. So he makes fire weapons, fire weapons that go beyond +5, and he also makes chaos weapons. Interesting that a skeleton makes so many fire weapons.
What was that about? Don't be coming around here without a good reason.
And that's it. That's really all there is to him. We're done here. I'm not joking. Alright, now I lied actually. There is actually one more thing I need to do real quick. Just real quick. Let me just see here. How many of... Where are those petrified eyeballs that I have? That I know that I have. Where are they? Is that it? No, that's not it. It's the dragon's eye. Oh my god, I forgot to show off the Dragon Covenant thing. Fuck me. Okay, so here's how the Dragon Covenant thing works. You've seen it before where I have the Dragon Headstone, but now I also have the Dragon Torso Stone. Remember, when you use the Dragon Headstone, bada bing! You get yourself a dragon head and allows you to do fire breath. But now I also have the dragon torso stone. Bada bing! Now my whole body is dragon-like. Huh. Honestly, this form is really cool looking. The only problem is you have to sacrifice having any armor in order to wear it, which results in you getting very, very hurt very, very quickly. And the only way to get rid of it is to die. However, the upside is, since you're going armorless anyways, you're pretty much always going to have the fast roll. Uh-oh. Huh, well, alright then. Of course, when you reach rank 2 in the Dragon Covenant, your fire breath is supposed to get more damaging. It's just that the skeletons have fairly high elemental damage. Resist! Oh my god, what the fuck? Where the fuck are all these guys coming from? But of course, also the Dragon Torso Stone, when you are in dragon form, does this. These guys are getting back up. That's where they're coming from. Oh shit. It's a bit of a knockback. I gotta find. There it is. Okay. There must be one more. Wait, well, I mean, I know there's one more. I didn't know he affected these guys as well. That's really weird. Excuse me? What the fuck? Oh. Well, bye. Alright, let me get my sword back. No, not that sword. No, not that sword. I'm not feeling that sword right now. Okay. What the fuck? Somebody else see me? Oh well. Oh shoot, I don't have any of my soul spears equipped. Now this is the way that you're supposed to progress, but there's also this guy up ahead. Yeah, fighting him with no armor is definitely not gonna help my plan out. But Darkbead saves the day again. Oh, goodness. Ah. Now, do I seriously not have any of these? What happened to them? I should have had some. Oh, well. Now, there is a unique thing. Somewhere around... Ah! Here it is. Well, don't you look comfortable? I'm not gonna lie. The dragon form in Dark Souls 1 looks really good. It's just a shame about not being able to wear any armor. It's also a shame about what they did to it in Dark Souls 3, because the Dark Souls 3 version really sucks. It's pretty bad. The Dark Souls 2 one was okay, but like, it was more like... Oh, hello. That looks so funny. Like, she looks like she actually fell asleep. Oh, my dragon feet. You can just barely see a skeleton pulling the lid over the coffin. This is how you join one of the covenants. My little dragon feet. They're so adorable. But there's no one around. It's a mystery. Now, this is a place that I'll be coming to later on. And I get to scout out the area right now. So there's this big ass fucking section of stalactites or stalagmites, whichever one's on the floor, in the middle. And this is the boss. This is the boss that I'll be fighting later. Does he look familiar? He should. Because it's Nito. The first undead. Damn right. Pray to the sarcophagus Gravelord. Enter Covenant? Fuck yeah. Teach me, oh dead one. Teach me how to be super dead. Oh, you get 2 for the price of 1. It's great. And all you have to do is come here as soon as possible. And of course, the Covenant item is Eyes of Death. Yeah, he looks pretty gross. That's because he's one really big skeleton made up of a bunch of tiny skeletons. And he's got like a skeleton arm that has like a big ass bone blade sticking out of it. He's pretty fucking metal. Speaking of pretty fucking metal, let's see here. He gave me a copy of his sword. Now I too can use... Oh, well, I can't really use it. It's much too heavy for me. The strength requirement on this sucker is 24. This used to be a really good weapon. Doesn't seem... It seems like they nerfed it a bit. If I remember it right, I thought it used to have, like, dexterity scaling at least. But, I mean, it's a really good weapon to find this early in the game. You just have to really work to have the stats to even be able to use it with both hands that early on. But let's see what we can glean from reading about it. Sword wielded by servants of Gravelord Nito, the first of the dead. Crafted from the bones of the fallen. The miasma of death exudes from the sword, a veritable toxin to any living being. So yeah, it does poison damage. That's the big thing. He also, however, gave me a miracle. How about that? Gravelord Sword Dance. And it may look like it has 40 uses, really it's got like 2 or 3, because I think each one takes like 15 of the uses whenever you just cast it once. Miracle known only by the servants of the first dead Gravelord Nito. Giant Gravelord swords jut out in vicinity. Nito sleeps within the giant catacombs, quietly overseeing all death and waiting for his servants to usher in the eye of death. Sorry, my goodness. Now, funny thing, this is a miracle that does not have a faith requirement. I could equip this and use it right now. And in fact, in the very first area of the game, in the Undead Parish, after you beat the gargoyles, you unlock Oswald of Karim, who sells a, he sells a catalyst that scales off of intelligence. So even though I'm doing an intelligence build, I could equip that and actually make really solid use out of it, which is great, because being a caster, I don't really have a lot of an area of effect attacks. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this dragon form, because I'm done with it. I'm done with this dragon form. I'm done being a furry. We're running a little bit long, but who cares? We'll go ahead and get my armor back on for one thing. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot. That's more like it. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this for. I'm gonna go back to the Silver Knight Spear just to go ahead and. just to go ahead and get on through those skeletons that are still reviving. But I will be dealing with the last necromancer soon enough. That one skeleton always leaps off trying to get at you. And most of the time, he just doesn't quite make the jump. But God bless the fellow, he's trying. Ah, shit, I just realized, actually. Hold the phone. I need to do something real quick. I need to be in human form. Actually, you know what? This episode has run a bit long. I'm thinking about it now. There's a lot of shit left to do in the catacombs. And it will lead a lot more nicely into the next area if I make this a separate stream. If I'm looking at the time... Yeah, I don't have time to do both areas anyway. But I will leave you with this for now. Oh, you know what? I was going to talk about the Gravelord Servants. So, like, Gravelord Servants is one of the weirdest... Let's go ahead and get out of here. The Gravelord Servants is one of the weirdest fucking covenants, because the way it works is you don't really do anything directly to other players. You do it indirectly. Like, you do whatever the fuck it is that you're supposed to do, and then, like, just other players just in their world get screwed over, and then they have to invade you to stop it, and it's like, it's so weird. And the thing is, like, it didn't work very well. But anyways, that's enough of that. Thank you for watching. Thank you, and good night.